I arrived at Jonah's the next day after lunch. I had 3 meatballs, in case you were asking, and really enjoyed them. There was nothing to knock at by the willow, so I had to swim into the maze of its branches without being invited. Yes, I was worried that Jonah would eat me up. After all, I had warned all the carp about him. Nevertheless, I believed that if he did try something like that, I would be able to escape his mouth, for I was a master of great agility.
"What are you doing here again?"
the catfish asked crudely. "I came to say hello to my old family friend," I squeaked.
"I'm not your friend nor your family," Jonah blew up at me, "and your mother must be turning on a fisherman's frying pan when she sees what a vegetarian you have turned into."
"I'm not a vegetarian," I defended myself. "I eat meatballs, and I came to suggest that you try them too."
"Never,"
Jonah flared up.
"I am a predator, and a predator only eats fish."
"I want to be friends with fish."
"Impossible."
"Impossible? But I've managed it. I don't eat fish, yet I remain a pike. Where there is a will, there is also a way, Jonah." Jonah seemed as if giving some thought to what I had said, but within a second he just winded a long one. The greenish bubbles zigzagged towards the surface, and I started breathing through my mouth.
"Listening to you, Madeleine," he smiled. "There must be something in what you were saying. I haven't had a fish for a long time as well. Now I relish something else."
"What?" Jonah stroked his overhanging fatty paunch affectionately.
"Little ducklings, of course."
I swam through the lake, frenziedly looking for the mother duck. I had to warn her not to stay on the water overnight and get up to the shore with her children quickly. But I couldn't find her anywhere. Water eventually filled with darkness, and I couldn't carry on any longer. I fell asleep helplessly and dreamt of the little ducklings. I could hear their peeping. And I saw the water surface opening underneath and then falling down into a deep well, which was really the mouth of Jonah the catfish. In the morning, I went to see Eugene the carp. With eyes puffy from lack of sleep, I described my unsuccessful search to him. But the big mirror carp interrupted me.
"Madeleine, we warned the duck. When you were looking for her, she was already up safely with her children, and Jonah wouldn't hurt them tonight anyway. A fisherman got him."
"What?" I shrieked out. "How do you know?"
"We heard him. He was calling for help when being pulled to the shore. He was shouting and promising that he wouldn't hurt any fish till he died, and that he would only feed on those meatballs. But nobody helped him. The water surface closed after him and he never came back."
I was thinking about Jonah and my mummy, that they both were affected with the same destiny. And at that time, I wasn't aware that there was also one fishing hook waiting for me. It happened when I was swimming to see the grass carp to chew more heaps of water for them. I was hungry, so I started looking for meatballs. I naturally knew they came from the fishermen, but it was these balls that sort of saved me, so I never thought of being afraid of them. Eventually, I did find one small pile and picked up one ball. Suddenly, a hook pricked me. It caught the very edge of my mouth, so I couldn't bite through the fishing line. I was already drawing in to start calling for help when I remembered my mummy and Jonah. They were both also calling, yet nobody came to their rescue. Why would anyone come to help me? So I gave in to the power pulling me towards the shore, hoping that they would remember me well in the lake. Suddenly, the common rudd came out of nowhere. They swam in, took hold of the fishing line and started to pull against the fishermen with all their might. A while later, the grass carp and bream arrived. The bream's slimy fins kept slipping, but they were helping as best they could. Even the whitefish came, but they were the only ones observing it all quietly. Why would you be helping me? I thought. After all, we pike are your biggest enemies, and my mummy ate so many of you. Suddenly, the little bream Pete dropped the fishing line and turned to the whitefish. "Don't just stand there like nags and come and help, Madeleine," he shouted as loudly as he could, and didn't even realise that he completely forgot to stutter for all the excitement. The whitefish looked from one to another doubtfully, as if they couldn't believe that they would be really preparing to help a pike. But eventually they did join in, and it was only with their help that they managed to pull the fishermen on the shore over. The hook got loose and I was saved. They were all laughing and dancing happily around me. I also danced and laughed more than any other time in my pikey life. From that day on, I was happy. Everyone in the lake already knew me by name. I wasn't that mean pike to them anymore. I was Madeleine. I was useful. I prepared grass for grass carp, bit through fishermen's fishing lines, and helped them protect the newly born. But most of all, I had friends, and my dream to play catch with the whitefish and their rainbow ball came true. And all this despite me being a pike, despite the fact that I have teeth, which I always considered the biggest obstacle between me and other fish. But I'll tell you one thing. No matter whatever life nature predestined you to, you can always choose your own way. I am not saying it is an easy way, but it is worth fighting for. Trust me, it can be done. Well, that was my story. I hope you liked it. Now you can stretch, pack your blanket and go home. Or you can ask the one reading for you to go back to the first page and start from the beginning again. Or, if the weather is nice and sun is shining, you can take a walk around a lake. You will no doubt find one in your neighbourhood. Look at the sparkling waves and you might even notice something blue and red and yellow underneath. Continue walking, thinking, what was that flashing past under the water? And I'll tell you a secret. That was it. The rainbow ball. I play catch with the whitefish every day and I am the happiest pike in the whole lake as well as in the whole world. And you also stay happy, my dear little friend. That is what I wish you from the bottom of my pikey heart.